Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10:30 to 11 a.m. session of the 2024 Open Simulator Community Conference. In this session, we are pleased to introduce the presentation Chain of Thought, AI, the Condor of the Mind. Our speaker is Art Blue. Reiner Schneeberger, aka Art Blue, is a pioneer in digital art. See more at http://art.blue. Please check out the website found at conference.opensimulator.org for speaker bios, details of the sessions, and the full schedule of events. The session is being live streamed and recorded, so if you have questions or comments during the session, you may send tweets to OpenSimCC at the hashtag #OSCC24. Welcome, everyone. Let's begin the session.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lear. Some of you might have attended previous Open Simulator conferences, and those here last year might remember the word when I showed artistic images created out of text prompts by using AI software. That became quite a game changer in art communities, surely also controversial. But what comes next? What is this AI computed world in virtual existence? Well, I would need hours, but I have only 20 minutes. And I have to make it enjoyable, right? But even if I fail, please stay. Juliet will present a bit of the reality that is behind my words. So Marcus, with no further delay, you may play the pre-recorded audio file. It will run for 14 minutes. Then I will answer questions if there are any.
Chain of Thought. The Word, in 3D. In the year 2013, I presented Volcanicus, the volcano of art. Over 50 artists donated their works for the art container. The collection spans from 2003 to 2013. Today you can visit this treasure. Sadly, you can't touch the works. You can't feel the height, width, depth, so you miss presence. You might say, of course, it is a cultural heritage for humankind. This said, you will sit out of sim like birds on a long stick that brings you close, nearly in range to touch. Don't stand up. The abyss will kick you out. While my words may speak to the future, they still resonate today. Take Rembrandt's Night Watch, cut to fit a new space, forever losing significant parts. Or consider Leonardo's Mona Lisa, unnoticed for 350 years before the Louvre displayed it in 1911. We can't afford to let the same fate befall the pieces upon which our digital culture is built. I know you cherish mesh. Some of you might even look with pity on our prim ancestors, the primitars who created Volcanicus, works based on cubes, boxes, spheres and tori. But don't forget they had sculptees. There was depth coded in colors, like the famous apple and the leg of Phil Rosedahl, which made it on the cover of Res magazine. Only time will reveal how the efforts to preserve early digital art will be perceived. Perhaps the past will be recounted through authentic synthetic voices, the very voices you, esteemed members of the 2024 Open Simulator Community Conference, are hearing live today, as we still describe it.
Juliet, Kisma, please speak to us. There's a fish in the sky. Your text is supposed to come in now. Oh no, is your Skype down right now during the conference? Could such a coincidence really happen? No problem. Let me pass your text to the Mission Voice module to cover for you. I repeat, so you experience the power of cloned voices. In this case, the one of the real Art Blue. Juliet, Kisma, please speak to us. There's a fish in the sky. Your text is supposed to come right now. Could such a coincidence really happen? No problem. Let me pass your text to the Mission Voice module to cover for you.
Art. And audience of the Open Simulator Community Conference, look up. There's a fish in the sky. Maya Parises contain fish from your 2014 conservation is flying above the audience in the hall.
Later, when Kisma presents the Fairyland installation at OSCC Meta, you'll hear her natural, uncloned voice. While her voice cloning differs significantly, mine, the voice of Art Blue, sounds remarkably realistic, thanks to my training of the Messian voice system. Every sound you hear, every word in my presentation, is entirely generated by text-to-speech. No human voice was used at all.
Much of that past is worth remembering as we prepare to leave the current stage of digital existence behind, the era of Mesh, Blender, and Maya. Let's take a moment to look back on the journey before moving toward what's next. I'll begin with OSCC24, where one biennial was presented in 2018 at the Santorini Biennial. Virtual art had made its way into a real biennial, proving that immersive art, experienced through avatars, could be recognized as true art. In 2019, we asked, how can Open Simulator save the world? And the answer came in the form of a fridge. Some of you may recall the presentation on the frozen mind of Commander Doolittle in Dark Star. It was both entertaining and thought-provoking. Stein's tool for exporting entire worlds, OAR files, to Unity and an app for VR headsets was also unveiled that year. We even explored a new world, America, as Americans had centuries ago, when Europeans crossed the ocean to discover new lands. Now, most Open Simulator users live in that digital new world.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
Spacious. Where is America for you, Rory?
It's an example of having fun and
Beautiful.
a place of love.
Independence.
What is America?
America is individualistic.
Sodas.
The American dream.
What is America?
America is a place and it has a flag for 50 stars, a blue square, red and white stripes.
My name is Aylara, and I'm an exchange student from Turkmenistan. I was not born in America, and I actually don't live in America. But being an exchange student here, America became for us a second home.
For those who missed these moments, there are machinimas created by WizardOz Chrome, which offer condensed views of these projects. History is important, but it's not everything, right? My presentation Chain of Thought ushers you into the future. The Messian AI is ready. Juliet, please present the tool that will change the world.
Right away, Art.
Today is the day where this magic moment happens, where words not only create paintings as we did in the past, today words will create objects. I post to AI Messian, and there shall be a stone of art.
Art, one moment. Why state that art is the king of creation? Why not peace? Why not bring the magic in?
You are right. Let me change the prompt to Yellowstone reading piece. You shall have the result in a few moments.
I see the sky has turned yellow.
The integrated Messian uploader will do it. Just go into the upload pose, hold the AI in one hand and a base plate in the other.
This way?
Yes, now the outer world and the inner world of Open Simulator will handshake and the object we are waiting for should res on it. Ah, I am stunned. That is a word premiere. I mean a world premiere for the word. Juliet?
I must admit the stone is nicely textured. The object not only looks good, it also has shadows and fine lines over the surface. All by one system, a system you called Meshian AI.
Exactly. Juliet, exactly. That way words get meaning in a three-dimensional world. That is part of the New Deal. A few years ago, we began putting words into machines to get images. Now we are creating objects with meaning, a meaning that comes out of the words. No longer a thinking process must separate between form and face. In the future, by forming sentences, complete worlds will be created. Words will no longer be isolated, they will stay in context. That leads me to the next and final word. We invite you to go to the installation at SimMeta. I turn the microphone over to Kisma. No longer you will listen to words made by a machine. You will hear the struggles of a human to find the right words to comment this change.
Art, do you mean that I am imperfect? Damn it. I can also generate you a glitch. I am the goddess of sound. Kisma cannot help you. My voice outpowers every human voice. It is just a matter of time that also the Meshian AI will outfox human constructions.
The quotes for America, in a word, have been taken from PAX.org. I am Pal, an English African AI voice.
The credits delivered by Pal with her English African voice conclude this exploration of unnatural natural voices, what we commonly call synthetic. These voices, however, are advancing rapidly and may soon surpass human voice artists in delivering a flawless first reading of any text. In my talk Chain of Thought, I delved into the connection between text and imagery, linking back to the word from last year. A video of the session is available. We explored text-to-mesh, creating a peace stone from words, and even ventured into text-to-code, which may have gone unnoticed. Let me elaborate. The yellow peace stone effects you saw have been created via Linden scripting language, generated entirely by AI from descriptive text. The script was copied directly by cut and paste without any modification. Perhaps next year I will dive deeper into this rabbit hole of text-to-code and coin, a term for this process, akin to how a rocket is launched. I find text-to-code too technical and prompting codes inadequate. Communicating with AI feels more like an artistic endeavor, slipping into the machine's mindset and navigating the nuances of misunderstanding. It reminds me of how users and programmers interacted in the 1980s. Back then, programmers often claimed users lacked the ability to articulate their needs clearly, but a good programmer could work through this user ignorance. My book, The Gods of Informatics, reflects on this golden era of coding, when coding was a mystery to most people. Today I place everything presented here under the umbrella term Meshian. This avoids tying the work to specific tools or systems, as we cannot predict which technologies will gain relevance or dominate the future market. I hand the session back to the audience, marking the conclusion of this pre-recorded stream. Thanks.
Allow me to clarify as the moderator, neither my voice nor any of the voices you heard were the natural, spoken voices of Kisma, Juliet, Art Blue, or Reiner Schneeberger. What you experienced were entirely synthetic voices generated from text prompts.
Thank you, Art, for that great presentation. You know, there was a question from the audience. I don't know if you saw it. It was from Lisa Laxton, and she asks, do you have a list of AI tools you found most useful?
I surely have a list, but I don't want to give it out because it changes so rapidly. So this is the problem. If you say this or that, a few weeks later, it changes. So you can ask me in private and I give you what I'm using, but I would not recommend anything right now. It changes too fast.
Thank you, Art. Any other last questions before we move into the next part of this session? Well, thank you, Art, for an informative and interesting presentation. As a reminder to our audience, you will want to check out conference.opensimulator.org to see what is coming up on the conference schedule. You won't want to miss our next session. We'll begin at very shortly, in fact, and it's going to be OSCC Meta Tour. Also, we encourage you to visit the OSCC24 Poster Expo in the OSCC Expo 3 region to find accompanying information on presentations and explore the hypergrid resources in OSCC Expo 2 region, along with the sponsor and crowdfunder booths located throughout all of the OSCC Expo regions. Thank you again to Art and to Julieta for being an excellent model and the audience.